Greetings, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Jerry, and you have reached my channel, Carnivore Jerry, in the middle of the forest, leaving the forest to go to get a pedicure today. It is rainy, gloomy, all the wet things today, so why not? It has been maybe a month since my pedicure. 4, maybe 5 weeks. Yeah, it's been a while, to say the least. But I know I need it. I need it to the point that I cannot do photos of my weight with my feet. If you know, you know. That's all I have to say. So, there is some construction on the freeway going up north, but because it's Saturday, generally speaking, the workers aren't out, so I just have to be careful of Bambi. Today's topic is, I gotta talk about it, it's come down to this. I need a housekeeper. And I'm not talking about being a princess and having somebody come in once a week or every third day. No. With working full time and still rehabbing to the point of I don't mind using my floor scrubber. As a matter of fact, today when I get back home, I'm going to use it. However, the floor scrubber and my body cannot get into tight situations. For example, the toilet area. So my opinion is to get a housekeeper once a month, at least, to do the bathroom floors. Oh my Lanta, I'm not again, I'm not being a baby about it. I'm really not. But it needs to be addressed that we're not getting any younger. And today I had realized that Ladybug, when I got out of my bedroom and stepped on, I sleep on the second story because of Jack's sleeping mask. What it may sound like and come off as me being some type of prima donna or princess, that's not the case. This morning, and I'm sure it's because of the thunderstorms that we've been having. This morning, I got up and noticed that Ladybug had an accident. Stuff happens. It wasn't an easy accident. Number 2, that would be an easy accident. This was number 1. A little more involved, where you have to get down, crouch down. And the floor cleaner that I have is for hard floors. It doesn't work on carpeting. So with that being said, I have to go out and get some spray to do the carpet. Oh my Lanta, you know, when you tell a dog, what did you do? It's not meant to scold her. It's meant to say, why didn't you wake me up? So, it is what it is. So, after my pedicure today, I am going to go to get some easy, and they have them, by the way. They're cans that do straight shot cleaning, and you put it down there onto the carpet and spray it. And what I'll probably do would be how I got the pee up, putting paper towels down, holding onto the wall with one hand while lifting up my leg, because I can't. I should probably film it. This should be a joy to see. While lifting up the left leg and keeping it as straight as possible, in addition to the back. Oh, it sucks to get old. It sucks to feel like this. And Ladybug, she's 5 years old. 5 years old this month. Oh my goodness, I missed her birthday. Happy birthday, Ladybug. So she's old enough. But I understand if she's afraid, she's afraid. So she probably got scared because of the thunder boomers and just lost it. Nevertheless, I have to tend to it when I get home. So that'll be exciting. It's the little things. It's the things that when you were 25 years old and footloose and fancy free, you did not realize until you turned 50. For me, it at least started when I turned 50. Now that I'm approaching 65, I'm noticing more and more and more things coming to the mail. It's very easy for me on the internet to dismiss, because the majority of the stuff on the internet, the ads, for lack of a better word, is something that I can just whip right by. I don't have to worry about any more storage space. I don't have to have the fear of God put into me by any scam artist on the internet stating, don't lose any of your precious pictures on your phone. Get whatever, megabyte, gigabyte, now for only $19.95 a month, and save all of your precious memories. No! Stop that shenanigans. Because all they want is yours and my credit card. That's what they want. That's scam artists, and they're out there in full force, trying to get every penny that they can for us. Shoot, I gotta save money to get a housekeeper in my house to take care of my husband's bathroom, if you know what I mean. I am a whole lot smarter, and maybe it's not a matter of being smart. Maybe it's a matter of me thinking, I know better than this. If I can bypass commercials in my house by taping and going fast forward through all the commercials, I can go fast forward when I'm on the internet. You guys know I hate Facebook. I hate it. I have it because of the Kelly Hogan page, etc., etc. But this mail stuff that comes in, yep, AARP. No to AARP. They send me stuff, I send it right back. My sister had said, well, aren't you going to put a stamp on there? I said, no. They sent stuff to me that I didn't want. I'm sending something to them that maybe they don't want. So here I am at the post office, dropping in the mailbox shenanigans. they can pay for it on their end. Here goes. Bye-bye. No more. I'm done. I'm done. But I don't get sucked in that easily. So I'm on the freeway now. It's late rain. There's no construction from New Auburn, at least for right now. North, where I'm going, is light. And keep our fingers crossed. There's not going to be any rain north. My concern always is the campers with construction and the people with boats. I'm probably thinking there's not going to be a lot of boaters out there because of the weather forecast. Just saying. I am not an avid fisher person. So I don't get out there to do any fishing. But I know the fisher people exist. So more power to you fisher people. You don't have to share your lake with me. Thank the Lord. The concern that I have in hiring a housekeeper is a couple of reasons. The way that people don't work up here. The work ethic in the North Woods is not the same work ethic that you all in the big city have. Big city people are driven by money, making money, etc., etc. So it's not that I'm going to be a cheapo. I don't necessarily, in my opinion, care what price per hour. I have two valid concerns. Number one, if I'm hiring you for X amount of hours, I want you to work. I don't want you to send a text. I want to be able to be there at the house the first time that they're there to clean my house. Because I need to see the activity that they produce. Yes, you could probably call me a helicopter owner, but if I'm paying you, I don't know, let's just say $25 an hour, because I don't know. I want you to give me an hour's worth of work for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I don't need you to have your earbuds on and talking to your kid at home, explaining what they need to do on a sidebar conversation. I don't need that. I need you to work. Also, in kind, I need you not to conduct a conversation with me. You are there for a reason. You want small talk? We will do small talk on the phone when I interview you or after you're done with your shift, because if you're a fireball and you're a diligent worker, you will set your schedule accordingly. You're going to be at Jack and Jerry's house from 1 until 3 on Saturday. Then you're going to allot your time from 3 to get to your next appointment, let's say at 4 o'clock, and be at Bill and Mary's from 4 to 7. You understand where I'm going with this? That's what I'm looking for. I also am not going to stop you, if you're doing your thing, to conduct the conversation, because I'm not paying to talk to you. So, the saga continues. The struggle is real. It's a bear getting old, and it's a bear having to rely on somebody to clean up your bathroom that you can't squeeze in because of medical reasons. The spirit is willing, the flesh is definitely incapable of getting into the nooks and the crannies of my husband's bathroom. Enough said. Well, I had a weird experience at Walmart today. First off, I actually went in to Walmart to buy one product. Okay, two really. I needed some pork rinds, either in a bag or already done for me, and some tahini seasoning, which is like a chili with a lime combined, to do some dehydrating today. So Walmart, I have not been in a Walmart for many months. Now I have been to a Sam's Club, however. Honest to goodness, the freaks of nature that came out today, despite the rain and the inclement weather, shall we say, I just don't know if an alien ship dropped down into Rice Lake, Wisconsin, or what. But the weirdest people were out there, and almost to the point of where I felt as though they were shoplifting kind of people. You know, when you look at somebody and you go, this isn't right, and then you keep watching and they're watching you, watching them. They don't have a cart. They don't have one of those box cart things that they carry along with them, as opposed to carrying a cart. They're just weird, suspicious looking, if you will. So I'm reading every label just because. So I'm getting more and more things that I'm realizing, okay, I need some coffee. Well, long story short, the front part where many people put their children in to sit down in a cart, that was completely full, as opposed to many shoppers having their entire carts loaded with stuff. My bill was $97 and change. I can only imagine theirs was hundreds of dollars, but I'm selective in ordering things. Turn a corner, oh, that's right, I need sugar-free ketchup. Turn the corner, I need some tomato paste in the tube to do a recipe. All relative to me. Before you know it, I realized that I needed the carpet spray for my dog's incident. I had to go down that aisle and pick that up, and I get to the cash register in the front, the self-serve, where I scan all of my items, pull out the Walmart card, which has zero balance because the only time I use it is when I'm in Walmart. And because I haven't been in Walmart, it's reading declined. I don't owe any money on this card. Why is it declined? Put my own bank card in there. That was showing declined. I said, this is too unusual. So she says to me, cashier says to me, half of her head's purple, half is my color, natural. She says, you don't look like the type that has a bad credit card let me, and she pulled out some kind of receipt out of the machine, transfer the items from this register to the other register. And she did that with a scan, and it showed on the screen all the items I purchased. Blah, 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 blah. And then it asked for payment, and I put my payment in there. Walmart still declined twice, still declined, zero balance. I said, we're going to put the bank card in there. Bank card works. Put my PIN in there, blah, blah, works. I'm good to go. But I am concerned, for example, should I have been concerned about those weird people that were going about the store? Could those people be the type of people, and I can't explain it, I know that they exist. They go with, I don't know, some type of device, okay? And they go around to people, and I guess they suck information out of their person. And now bear in mind, this is my purse. My purse is on my person. And was I involved in some type of a scam? Did something happen for me to use valid credit cards, zero balance, and bank cards that have plenty of money in them, and why they're not going through? So when I get home, I have to do a little investigation. I went to my bank app right away on my cell phone to be able to see and ascertain, is this correct? Is that correct? Whatever the case may be. So as soon as I get home, I'm going to have to check it out, and in addition to call Walmart to find out if my card is good. Was it compromised? Did I get a new card and I don't know about it? I don't know. It says that my card is good until 2030. So I can't explain. So I'm heading home to find out what the scoop is, and I will let you know later. It's time to do my Walmart grocery haul. Let me turn the camera around and show you what my cart had in front. There we go. This is what fit in the small little baby seat of the Walmart cart. I'll get to this and this last. Okay, cornmeal. Nope, I am not making any cornmeal. No batter, no cornbread, none of the above. I'll have to show you a trick that I told my sister about, how I use cornmeal around this house. G. Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce, what I'm taking for the meal that I'm making, which I'll show you at the end of this video. I picked up 1 container of the Jamaican blend Cameron's coffee because I had a coupon for this. As a matter of fact, $5 off. So this bag cost me $3 and change. So why not give it a try for $3 and change? My father used to get Dusseldorf mustard way back in the 60s. It was a big jar, mason jar, largemouth jar. I saw this, I said, wow, this is a blast from the past for me. Kosciuszko's spicy brown mustard. So this I am really looking forward to. Tomato paste so that I can put this onto a recipe, rub it on meat for flavor. 3 lemons to make a recipe for a lemon loaf that I saw today on YouTube while I was shopping in Walmart. Nevertheless, I picked this up. sweet and tangy Chosen Foods burger sauce that I plan on using with one I'm making recipe after I'm done. Hibiscus tea bags, because I really could go for this tea cold with some heavy whipping cream and whip it up. I picked that up. Milwaukee's pickles, because they were on sale and I love them. I really went into Walmart for two things, folks, today. I really did. How I ended up with the small part of the cart, I don't know. Let's continue on. Pork panko crumbs, smoke flavor added. What did I get with smoke flavor added? I didn't realize I got this. I don't know if this is good. Oh boy. Well, it's panko crumbs and or the Max chicharrones. I wanted this to eat these or to chop up to make it for a crunch factor in a recipe. So, oh, I didn't realize I got smoke flavor added. Oh well. Garlic, because the other garlic didn't look so good. And those creepy looking guys were over by the garlic milling about. So I grabbed this from the refrigerated section and I got the heck away from those people. I picked this up because it was next to the garlic, but I thought it was interesting. Zesty lemon paste. I don't have any lemon extract. I've got the lemons and I'm going to wash them and do the exterior, the zesting into it, but I might add this because I don't have extract. Mustard, ground mustard, that is going in the dish that I'm making. I picked up some rosemary and thyme for a couple of recipes. Tahini, because I went in to Walmart for tahini and chicharrones. And look what I picked up. More stuff. Pepperoncini. I use it as a spice, as a flavoring in the next recipe. And some tomato ketchup. No sugar added. They did not have the Primal Kitchen, so that's what I resorted to. So let me turn to do the recipe next. Stand by. In this crock pot is about a 3.5, maybe 4-pound pork butt roast with the fat cap on top. I put McCormick's seasoning, their ranch seasoning, on top. McCormick's has the least amount of garbage, but I use it primarily as a seasoning. I'm not going to be putting the sugar-free barbecue sauce on top. That's for a condiment for other people, but I like my pork to have some flavor. From my freezer, I have a generous amount of onions that were frozen, that I thawed out, of course. I'll be putting in a sprig or two of thyme, maybe 3. Plenty of thyme. Maybe a sprig or 2 of rosemary on top. The diced tomatoes, the rotel, again, using it as a flavoring for the recipe. One-handed girl. Come on, one-handed girl. Can I do it? No, I can't. Well, while I took my break away from the camera for a second, I put the onions on top of the pork roast. I opened the can of the fire-roasted green tomatoes and grilled chilies rotel. That goes on top again, using it as a flavoring for this recipe. I am not eating the tomatoes, but I like the flavor of it. Next step was the rosemary. I put 2 of the sprigs on top so it can aroma flavor the pork roast. Next, I put the sprigs of thyme on top, just on top, to perfume the roast as it's cooking. This is going to be on low from now, well, by the time I'm done, 5 o'clock in the morning, until noon-ish. We'll check it after church and see what it's like. It should be perfect. A couple more additions to the mix. Well, I have to admit, this is different. In the pepperoncinis is a plastic top. Let's call it a sieve. Probably so you can get the juice out, I assume. That was on the top. No, it was sealed, but remember, one-handed camera woman. I needed both of my hands to open this up. I'm going to put a few pepperoncinis on the top of this. Woo! I love the taste of this roast. Now, I'm not putting the au jus on here. I want the flavors. Oh no, guess what I forgot to add? Most important, I should have rubbed my roast first with, I can't believe I didn't do this. Oy vey. I should have rubbed the roast with the minced garlic paste. Oh well. Well, I think once all this stuff gets knocked down in the process, then I'll be putting the garlic paste on top and basting it with a brush. But that's it. Now it's time to turn it on low. Now it's 5 p.m. and let this roast and let all the smells be through the entire house all night. Here goes. Well, look at the half-fast, HALF-FAST way that I put the minced garlic paste on top. Plopped it right on the top. I felt bad about not massaging it onto the roast, so oh boy, rookie mistake. Rookie carnivore recipe mistake. Well, Mary Jo, you will be surprised to find out that I bought from Walmart the original spicy brown mustard that your father used to get. That's right. Stand by. It gets better. I think I spent $1.97 for this container. How many ounces? 9 ounces. You'll love this. Yes, it's in a plastic container. No, it's not the big largemouth jar that Daddy used to get that was a pound of mustard. But check this out. Plockman's Incorporated. Mantino, hope I'm pronouncing that right, Illinois. I found the original mustard of our forefathers right at Walmart. You can too. Pronounced Kosciuszko, like the park and the middle school in the old neighborhood. This is the original Plockman's mustard we enjoyed as a child. Get yourself some at your local Walmart too. So this past week, I came home from work and I found on my countertop a 5-pound bag of sugar. Now, for those of you that know, you know. In the beginning of this season called spring and summer, otherwise known as hummingbird season, I purchased a 5-pound bag of sugar from Quick Trip because we feed the hummingbirds. I don't use sugar in this house. So when I saw the sugar on the counter, and then the next morning I saw ants, I freaked out. I have 0 words. So now you know why I purchased the cornmeal. Well, you don't know why yet. Let me open it up. I've already took the plastic cover off first. And look what I have here. I'll turn the camera around. This is the cornmeal that, when taken by an ant to their home, to their anthill, for lack of a better word, they die. It's safe that if Ladybug sees this, eats it, gets it in her paws, all of the above, she will not get sick. So I'm going to take my paw. I'm not using this for anything other than ants. I don't like ants. I don't want ants. It is what it is. Taking my handful and putting it alongside of the house here. Sprinkling it because, like I said, these supposedly the ants come, eat, take this cornmeal back to the nest. This goes out in the garage. So even if, let's say I sprinkled some on the dog's bone over here, she's not going to die. I have to go grab some more of this. You know, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk it around the house. And start sprinkling it. There we go. Look at the beautiful lake. What I'm going to do is take this and sprinkle it on the outside so these lovely little ants can get it even before they get up to my house, if you know what I mean. It's safe for Ladybug, safe for any animals. Nobody's gonna get sick, and so on and so on and so on. Now I'm going to sprinkle it around the other side of the deck here. It is a wise investment for ant repellent. This is what they've been using for a natural remedy for years and years and years. There you go. There you have it. And that is my ant story. Why I keep cornmeal in the house. I don't want ants. I really don't want the sugar. But I really don't want ants. And I don't want Ladybug to die. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, the reality around cornmeal is this is the Quaker brand. I think this is very fine milled. I mean, you can see the very small particles in my hand of the cornmeal. And I know you're familiar with it from baked goods on the bottom of, say, pizza crust, etc. But I would have preferred, Walmart didn't have it, I would have preferred a very thick milled cornmeal. But ants start feasting. Oh, and if you were wondering where the rest of the 4 pounds of sugar is in this house, it's in a lock and lock, otherwise known as Tupperware container. in a cabinet in my house. And that'll be good for next year for the hummingbird feeders. Right now, it's the end of the season. Hummingbirds should be flying away back to Brazil very soon. So I don't have to worry about that till next year. Well, ask me what I've been doing for the last hour. Prepping meat, tons of meat, lots of meat. Making ground beef for dog food for the dog. Making that pork roast. I am thawing a chuck roast to be able to spin that too in another recipe. I am making some, let me flip the camera around and show you now. In this dehydrator, this old archaic dehydrator, I am making ham because, well, ham was down in the freezer and stuff had to go to make room for the 3 cases, that's right, the cases of Butcher Box. So this is going to be going for a while, and all it is ham. All it is ham that I cut up into little pieces. I followed the direction that Andy had in Mission Carnivore. Dusted off the old plastic dehydrator, put it on high, and that is going to sit and dehydrate all night, along with the pork roast that's going to be cooking all night. Oh yeah, and I'm making croissants. Not for me to eat, just saying. Whew, been a busy day. It's Saturday night, dusk, just after 7 p.m. And I realize that I'm so far into this video, I think I will make it a weekend vlog. I've got 2 recipes going. I made croissants, not for me, but I still have it. I don't want it. I won't eat them, but this girl still got it. I do wonders with butter, I'm telling you. But those days are long gone. This was just a special order. Jerry, could you please make me your world famous croissants? Please, please, please. I did with Kerrygold butter. So it is what it is. And I won't be showing you those, but I did make them. And realizing that it's Saturday night, I'm just going to continue on with this until tomorrow. I hope you're enjoying what you've seen thus far. Tomorrow's the big reveal of the recipe reveals. So we'll see what's happening. Until then, catch you on Sunday. I want to do a quick peek as to how the ham dehydration's coming along with one hand. This should be interesting. This is in the middle of the rack, the dehydrator rack. This dehydrator is pretty old, but it still serves its purpose. So there it is, 2 hours into the dehydrating process. I'll check on it before I go to bed tonight and see how it's developing. Okay, it is just about 10:30 and I wanted to check the development of the ham jerky. Looks pretty good. Not quite hard or crumbly. Still a little on the chew side, but that's okay. This one looks okay. Let's try it now. Try a bite. Good. Very good. think what I'm going to do now is redistribute some of the smaller pieces with the larger pieces. Here's one that's pretty fatty, kind of like a piece of bacon. Oh yeah, it is like bacon with a crisp twist to it. I'm going to redistribute this, put the thicker, fatter pieces on the bottom and the thinner pieces on top, and not go to bed for a couple more hours while this is cooking. Okay, as you can see here, these are the smaller pieces. I was just picking off this one, tinier pieces, the stuff that is almost pretty dry. I'm going to keep this at the top of the rack. These are the thicker pieces. You can see there, kind of hard to focus. Thicker pieces here, thicker pieces on the bottom. I'm going to put join the thicker together, probably in 2 different trays. And these thinner will go on the top. I'll work it out. It'll all work out. Okay, so what I started out with was 6 of the plastic trays for the dehydrator for that big ham, and it has dehydrated down to 2 trays. So I think I'm going to close this and stay awake at least until midnight while it's on high, and just let this go. Let it go. These little scraps, on the other hand, these are my snacks for right now. Good, happy Sunday morning to you. I am driving to church, Jacobswell, and looking forward to the service today. Didn't go like I really wanted to yesterday because, well, meat happened yesterday at my house, and I have been saving a story to be able to tell you today about what happened this past Thursday at my job. Now remember, roll back the tape. For those of you that don't know, I had a total hip replacement on May 1st of this year. So I received restrictions to be able to sit and stand as needed during the course of the day. I have been diagnosed with scoliosis. Last year I had back surgery. I'm not a whiner. I intend to work. I do have limitations, and as I mentioned yesterday, for example, I was raised to get down on the hands and knees and scrub floors. I can no longer do that anymore. Wah, tough to be me. And there's no implements that I could use. My new floor scrubber cannot get into the tight spots. The main floor bathroom, for example, that would be a tight spot. So on Thursday at work, now my supervisor, human resources, they all know my limitations. The doctor's intentions and what's written on the paper and what is devised, their thinking in human resources are all different things. I can only go by my body, but I do realize that, like everyone in America, we still need a job. I am not retiring until I am 65. Ideally, sure, everybody wants to retire at 67. to get their full Social Security benefits. I get it. But my intentions are 65. So the supervisor put me into a cell work area. Sometimes it's like a cell, like a prison, in which half of my workday from 1 until 5 p.m. involves standing in this area. And straight standing bothers not only the hip, which is still in the healing process, it still bothers the back. And when I read the letter as was instructed by the physicians, the letter states to be able to sit and stand as needed. They had me at that area from 1 until 5, straight standing. It was starting to bother me, the back and the hip. Now remember, I can still work. I am not whining. I am not a baby. But it was starting to bother me after a couple hours, and I thought to myself, Jerry, just bite through it. Do what you have to do. Grit your teeth. Do whatever it takes so that you don't, draw attention to yourself. I don't want to draw attention to myself. I just want to work. That's all. So I lasted. I made it till 5 o'clock. However, this area that I was working at, our machinery is not the best at all. And the parts kept getting stuck. And of course, when they get stuck, I have to unstick them, leave my area, walk over, get a supervisor. Well, that happened for, oh golly, it had to have been 8 times in an hour due to the machine sticking. Came 5 o'clock and I moved to a different area to go to work, which enabled me to sit and stand and be a profitable employee for the company, able to work, adjust my body as needed. That's all I ask for. I'm not asking for anything out of the ordinary because I know how much my body can handle. Now, I'm not going to cry, moan, and complain. Ooh, boo, boo is me. I have to go home. No. You just got to go bite the bullet and just do it. End of the day, wow, I called my sister, and of course we exchanged the pleasantries. How was your day? Blah, 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 blah. Day was fine. Back super sore. Hip super sore. I get home, and what do I see on my porch? 1 case. I didn't know it was 60 at first. 1 case of butcher box meat out on the deck. First off, I go ballistic thinking, what has Jack been doing all day that I have to come home and bring in a case by myself of this butcher box meat? And it's probably completely thawed from being outside all day. I don't know what time it was delivered, but I was fit to be tied. Get in, get the dog outside, do all the normal things that I do. When I went back out to bring the meat in, I could not budge the box. I couldn't. In every butcher box, I'm about to cross a main highway. In every butcher box, they have a thermal zippered bag, if you will. So I opened the box, got the bag out, took out each butcher box has 2 pounds of the grass-fed beef together. So I took out 2, 4, 6 pounds and made trips in and out from the deck. Oh, by the way, the butcher box meat had so much dry ice. Honest to goodness, they finally have learned to overpack the dry ice so the product gets to the consumer in a manner befitting frozen meat. I can't tell you the times that meat has come to my house because lack of frozen. Yeah. So I made the trips back and forth. But when I got into my house, roll the tape back, I had 2 more cases of meat, other assorted meats. So if you're wondering, Jerry, why didn't you pull out the camera and film this at the time? I was fit to be tight. My back was sore. I had a rough day. Wah, wah. It is what it is. And I did not feel like Susie Sunshine, pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, happy-go-lucky on that day. I had to put away a whole lot of meat in the basement. Now, we have a staircase from our kitchen that I put the 2 cases of meat at the top of the staircase, gave them a nudge right down the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. Landed on the bottom. Perfect. I didn't have to lift a thing. All I had to do was move the box with the walker. That should have been filmed. It really should have. You would have enjoyed it. But remember, I have a German shedder in my house. And that box just slid right on the German Shepherd hair in the box, not in the food, and slid right down perfectly with ease. So that was my Thursday, filling up the entire chest freezer in the basement and our first floor freezer. So yeah, I've been kind of busy doing a lot of meal prep. That's my intention. So after, or before, you're seeing what you saw earlier in this particular video was the pork processing. And you realize that last week I was eating from my freezer the pork shoulder that I prepped a couple weeks ago. Meals on repeat, whatever it takes, like I did with the ham. That ham was from this last past Christmas, in which the company gives out either hams or turkeys. I usually get my turkey that's organic from Butcher Box, so I didn't need a turkey. But I had to pull the ham out of the freezer Thursday night, thawed in the refrigerator. That's why I made the ham jerky. And I will tell you what, thank you, Andy. I have included the link down below from Mission Carnivore, and the idea that I got from him to do the ham jerky. Fabulous. The 7 shelves were completely loaded with ham, condensed down to 2. Super salty deliciousness that jerky is. Chef's kiss, as they say. So that was my meaty, sore Thursday story. I was too fit to be tied after working all day to come home to that, but I did not risk doing anything harmful to my back, and I just went slow, proceeded with caution, and care of business. You do what you gotta do. So it's 10:30 right now, and my church is about 15 minutes away. Service starts at 10:45, singing, and then the word. So I will catch up with you later. I have to stop at the dollar store and return something, number one. Number two, I have to get some bathroom cups, 5-ounce bathroom cups from the store. So while I'm in Eau Claire, do what you gotta do. I will talk to you later. I'm at a stoplight now. I just gassed up the beast. $1.49 a gallon. Or $1.43. Look at that. 30 gallons in this monster. And I got a heck of a deal using the Quick Trip rewards. So there it is. Well, let me tell you what I did after church. Remember I said I was going to go and get Dixie cups for my bathroom? Well, that idea just flew right out my window because I deviated just a little bit. I went to Home Goods and I was looking for a tall chair for me for the kitchen. So those of you that know, you know, I have been using the handicapped chair that I had gotten after my hip surgery from the place in Chippewa Falls, the Rutledge. And that is a not-for-profit that will give people rentability. You don't pay anything. Rent, use canes, bathroom assisted devices. In my case, it was a high chair to sit into the kitchen, walker, and when I had the back surgery, I used a walker then too as well. So that's got to go back this week. I have my doctor appointment, the big doctor appointment, on the 20th at Mayo with the occupational medicine doctor. I think this is probably the last one I'll be having with him because he'll be retiring soon. All the good doctors are retiring. The doctors that are my age are flying the coop. But I digress. After Home Goods, I got a couple of really good deals at Home Goods, by the way. There was a TJ Maxx 2 stores away. I said, let's go for kicks and giggles and see really what kind of size I will fit into in normal women's clothes. Holy boom, Toledo, mind blown. I was trying on larges, extra larges. It depends on the manufacturer. When you're dealing with designer clothes, usually you have to go up. The majority of clothes that I tried on were larges and extra larges. I was amazed. I did get my chair. It wasn't at Home Goods. I ended up getting it at TJ Maxx. It's an adjustable height, similar to the ones that I use at work when I work. And I paid $59 for that chair. $59. Hello, what a deal. So I could have easily spent hundreds of dollars on a new wardrobe. But I didn't dare do that because I'm not at my goal weight, my ideal goal weight of 199. Is it really going to matter much? No, probably not. But it's the end of the season. bottles, I get it. So for example, here's a good for example. I need a white sweater to go with some of the sundresses that I have because the color white complements. Like today, for example, this purple dress, I wore a black cardigan because church is freezing. So I don't like ideally showing my arms because when I wave, my arm waves as well. So I found a white sweater to go over these sundresses. Good deal. $12. Long sleeve, so covering up the arms, but yet the gauze, it's like a white gauze, see-through, the bigger holes. So if I wanted to, and I'm not going to, but if I wanted to, I could probably wear it with a swimsuit, kind of as a cover-up. But I bought it for using with the sundresses. I also was looking for my favorite perfume, Paloma Picasso. That's my favorite. I love it. I'm not gonna deny it, but I can't find it a lot. So I was sniffing a lot of perfumes. I don't care for fruity scents. I don't like the sweet scents, the fruity, the flowery, the sweet. No, that's not my speed at all. So if you guys know the scent of opium, for example, that's a spicier scent. It's a more woodsy scent. That's the type of perfume that I like. So I got a bottle to just get me by for $15. And it was not opium, by the way. It was a different name brand. I liked the scent of it because it was to my liking. So I picked up a bottle of that to get me through until I can order some Paloma Picasso, or until Costco has it, because every season Costco sells my perfume, and it's usually very inexpensive in comparison to the retail price of Picasso. I also like Estee Lauder, but that's also a fragrance that's hard to find in the stores. Very surprising today. I just could not believe it. I finally saw in the mirror and realized and understood that my size is not a 2 and a 3X anymore. And really, I am hiding a lot by wearing these gargantuan clothes. Yes, I know I have the little cutesy, my President Trump t-shirts that are 2s and 3XLs. And I do the cutesy little tie on the side, so it looks like a tied, cinched t-shirt tunic. That's all well and fine. For work, it's okay. I'm not out to impress anybody at work. You know it, and I know it. I just want to work. So I'm excited for the fall season that's going to be coming, and the blazers. I have not been so excited to shop for clothes in years. I'm not exaggerating. Years and years. So is Jack gonna say, "Oh, what you doing buying clothes?" kind of sort of thing? Well, maybe. But I would think he'd be happy for me that I'm fitting into a smaller size. And what else did I pick up? Oh, I picked up some lip liner. I'm completely out of lip liner. I wanted to get some shades, as you guys know. when I did the video down in the basement. Those shades, sad shades. So I got new shades. Hopefully they fit. They're more of the boxy, straight ones. They're not the fluted shade. Got them in basic white because, hey, 2 shades for 20 bucks, you can't go wrong, in my opinion. If they don't work, they don't work. I have the receipt. I'll take them back to Home Goods or TJ Maxx, and then I'm forced to getting them online. But I really didn't want to do that. And there's not a lot of specialty shops. There are furniture stores up here. However, if you want a good shade, you're going to have to pay a pretty penny. I am not the type of person that has to have that plastic from the factory on a shade. Take that off. Ugh. So when I get home, keep my fingers crossed, match up the shades. Hopefully they'll be good. I got 2 for the upstairs guest bedroom and 2 for down in the basement. So I'll see which one fits. And I am hungry. I did not eat anything when I was out and about. I did have coffee. At our church, we have a coffee bar, but I brought my own with the electrolytes and the egg yolk and butter and collagen. And I'm still working on the big salty electrolyte drink that I brought with me. So there it is. That was my big adventure down in Eau Claire with the shopping. I can order bathroom cups online. It's all good. Okay, that's it. I will see you when I get home. Well, it is finished. The ham jerky is done. 2 racks, and that was a 5-pound ham minus the fat and what have you. So this is what I will be eating this week when I need something crunchy. Let's say a side dish to whatever I'm having. Having steak, I'll be having ham chips on the side. That didn't take too long. It took 8 hours to get it to this consistency, this crispness. So pretty good. Thanks, Andy, for the tip. So if you were wondering how much almost 5 pounds of ham is in dehydrated form, first bag 6.4, second bag 6.5, 12.9 total. Can't include these both because, well, the silicone. So not quite a pound for 5 pounds. That's how much water is in a ham. But this is very crisp, delicious, and satisfying for a salty preference. When you're craving salt, have some ham jerky. The pork butt roast is done. The solids remain. Now what I need to do is get rid of all the green stuff. It's already imparted its flavor. Time to break it down. What will I do with this, you ask? Stand by. Okay, so what we have here is the butt roast. I took the fat cap off. There's the salads, but all of these I got rid of. Thyme leaves, etc. Now what I'm going to do is not necessarily defat, just get rid of any of the solids from the broth that's in here, because I'm going to use this for this next creation. So it'll take a moment just to get rid of the tomato solids. I put it in the sink to make it easier. Yes, the dishwasher's running. And this is what I did with the fat cap. Got rid of that. Except, wait, we have a good piece here. Except this piece right here. Little fat, little meat. Let's turn the camera around. Whoops, hand in the way. So good. Best part of the pork butt. The top fat calf that has just about a quarter of an inch of pork in there. So tender, so delicious. But wait, there's more. Okay, it's all done. This is the pork, pulled pork, in its juice, just plain fat juice that it was cooked in, flavored with the solids. Solids are out. That's for something special. Fat for ladybug, pieces, parts. Of course, she gets the bone, and she gets to lick that. And this is for me for dinner. Yum. Deliciousness. Now, this is my dinner. I have the reserved peppers because I like a little spice. I don't need all the other stuff. Sorry about the smoke. That's the dishwasher. I have the warmed up pork to put onto the Egg Life wraps. Nope, I don't need any sugar-free, sweet and spicy sauce. That's what I have for taking to my sister's to give her the pork that I enjoy. And there's the sauce that's sweet and it's spicy and it's delicious and there's no sugar. So it's just delicious. Nope, no cheese. Whoa, that's a royal mess right on film. Let's turn the camera around and let me take a... Ha! Of course my hand's in the way. Here we go with the pork. Delicious. That pepper is so good. It reminds me of the pepper that they put on top of the Chicago style hot dog. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's so good. Pork, pulled pork, winner, winner. Especially if it's from Butcher Box. It's delicious. Slow cooked goodness. Oh, hot. Why do people eat hot stuff on film? Gotta go. Gotta finish. It's dripping down my chin. Yum. Okay, what we have here are 3 bags, 13 ounces of the pulled pork in their juice. The last one has barbecue sauce. That's the one I'll be taking to my sister's in a couple weeks. Moving on to the next recipe. If you are wondering what I'm going to be doing with this, you can stop wondering right now. I am going to take this into the au jus of the pork. Whatever's left that I didn't pack up over here. Got a motorboat. And what am I going to do with the motorboat? Blend it very well till it's nice and smooth. After that's smooth, what I'm going to do is take some red mineral salt, put that down both sides, slather it with the minced garlic paste that I picked up from Wally World. Put that on top, rub that in. Wow, one-handed camera again. Rub it in very well, both sides. And then come back around and I'll show you what the next recipe will be. Stand by. This is gonna get good. So if you were wondering why I'm wildly processing all of this meat, I've got a busy week ahead of me. I have therapy appointments, I have classes to do, I've got a test to do for my coaching class. I think, I'm not double sure, if I'm meeting with the professor on a Zoom call this week or if it's next week, not sure. Don't forget, gotta work 40 hours so far. Not sure if they're doing overtime. This is life. Oh, and I've got the occupational medicine doctor. Somewhere along the line, I think I have to do a colonoscopy. Not sure if it's this week or next week. This is why we meal prep. I don't have time for nonsense. So let me turn the camera around and show you how I'm processing the second meal. The second recipe is the beef shoulder, beef chuck roast. There is all of the onions and tomatoes that I processed into a nice slurry, a gravy, if you will. 2 of these meals for this week. This one goes in the freezer for the sister. Now to take the chuck roast. This should be exciting. One-handed. Oh yeah, this will not end well, will it? Well, slam bam. We're just gonna plop it right in there. There we go. Nestle it in with my impeccably clean hands. Give it a spin. The juices have been sitting since dinner. It is 8 o'clock right now on Sunday evening, and this is going to go on low for 12 hours. No, 8 hours. 8 hours because I have to get up at 5 in the morning and do the Dr. Kilt's. So, busy week, yeah, such is life. This is why you meal prep. This is why you carnivore. Easy. Well, this is the end of my video for the night. I am done cooking meat. I thought I'd step outside, show you my illuminated flag. It's going to be a great, busy week ahead for me. I hope you all are doing well. The next frame you'll see is the steps I did for today. Yesterday, because I was cooking till after midnight, I missed my step count. So, wah, wah. I will see you on Tuesday, because remember, I fast on Monday from food, and I fast on Monday from YouTube. So until Tuesday, toodaloo and cheers. This is how much sleep I got last night. And this is how many steps today, 33, 63.